friends, and welcome back to Beloved Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Happy Saturday, y'all, and I hope you all are enjoying your weekend thus far, getting in that alone time with the Lord, also taking well care of yourself, and spending time, quality time with your family, friends, and loved ones, and enjoying every moment. Y'all let me know all of that in the comment section below, because y'all know I am here for it. As for me, as always, super excited to be spending this time with y'all and trying to do the same kind of things I be encouraging y'all to do, taking that time out, enjoying every little moment, all of that. And let me tell you, it has been challenging, so definitely keep me in your prayers with all of that. But yeah, it's a lot. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled I'll Be Seeing You, streaming right now on Hallmark Plus. But first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. It follows a workaholic, Amy, who embarks on a heartwarming road trip to California with the charming activities director, Mark, and her grandmother, as well as her grandma best friend, well, I'm calling besties, Sue. But yes, y'all, when I first turned this on, let me tell you, I was already like connected. I was in there because it gave me that nostalgic feel, and I love that. When I see that, when I get that vibe in a film or a television show, right away it connects me, it pulls me there, it takes me out of the crazy times that we're living in, and I just feel like I don't went away for whatever hour and so many minutes, whatever, how long it was. So I just knew right off the bat it was like love at first sight with this film, and that doesn't happen a lot with me. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get into it, you know, I gotta wait around and see what's going on. Okay, where this character coming from, and am I feeling you like that, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But this was totally different. It was immediately, like I said, love at first sight. Automatically, I love these characters, even now that the film is off, y'all. And I want to go back so bad because I love Amy and Mark, and I love Sue and Vivian. I mean, this film, have you ever had, like, I mean, I have seen videos, a few. I haven't watched all of them, but I have seen some videos that y'all bear with me. Y'all know I'm going on a little journey here. Y'all know how I go. You know how I go. Get somewhere, get comfortable, take off your shoes, all of that kind of stuff, because we talking, right? Have you ever had like that? I don't want to call it fear, because I know God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. Y'all know, we know that. But at the same time, we're still humans, and sometimes we can still feel fear. Feel, you know, those kind of emotion that goes along with that, right? And have you ever felt that when it comes to like thinking about your life like 10, 20 years from now, thinking about at one point being your grandparents' age or something, just getting older, like one day looking in that mirror, you're so used to yourself always looking a certain way, because we come into this world, y'all know, as babies, and even though you're growing, everything still looks youthful to you. You're still young eye, bright eye, you know, all that kind of stuff. But you ever thought about, right? I have watched movies sometimes, and just thinking about what it's like to one day to look in that mirror and you don't see the person you always been, you know, living in the body that you always lived in. Now it seems like everything's changed, like wrinkles, and I'm not talking about like few things like some people be talking about. Like, I'm talking about you up there, you're in your 80s or 90s or something like that, and you know you look totally different than you always have looked, right? Have you ever felt like, how would that be for you? Like, how would that feel? And wondering how life will be so different at that time. I mean, your body is already kind of like so different. Your mind may be feeling like you're the most youngest person ever and you can do it all. And now you're in a body that is kind of working against you because it's not doing what your mind is saying it can do. I mean, have y'all ever went there? I know it's kind of a little bit of a scary place when you're far from it, but have you ever really thought about how life would be for you? And even the people who are already there now, Have you ever tried to sit down and talk to someone and ask them what was that transition like? Did it seem like yesterday you were here and all of a sudden, or was it a gradual change, or did it feel like it was overnight to you? I mean, have you ever thought about that? My mind have went there sometimes. Let me tell you, like I said, it seems kind of scary because it's just the times we're living in is so much different than being a 80-something plus person back in the 50s or 60s. I mean, people were different, totally different than now. It seems like it's almost a liability being older or something, and you don't see as many people caring and tending to the elderly like they did back in another time than we're living in now. Okay, and so y'all know my mind go there, and like I said, it's a scary place to even thinking about it. I'm not even sure how my thoughts, I'm not, child, I don't know, I don't even want to go there. But anyways, this film kind of brought me comfort in that area because we're dealing with the characters. Before we get into Amy and Mark, who's still youthful and all of that kind of stuff, but seeing Sue and Vivian, who are of the age of being grandparents and stuff like that, and they're up there in their age, and to see that they have so much life in them than you would see a younger person have, the way these characters are. And it made me feel so much better about one day being in your 60s or 70s, 80s plus or whatever, seeing these characters and the way that they live their life. Like, they have so much wisdom, but and willing to share that wisdom with younger people and stuff, but also it's like life isn't over for them. In a sense, it's almost just beginning. It's almost like, because yes, they have already lived a certain life, but y'all know by this time so many different things have changed when you done got to this age bracket. Like, people who used to be there are not there anymore, and so many things that just comes with life. And yet you still have to live if you're still alive and breathing. And what does life look like for you? What is God planning for you? And it's like it starts all over again. And we see this with these characters, Sue and Vivian, and I felt so much comfort and peace, and was like, wow, so it can really get better. It really can, depending on what kind of person you are, the kind of person you live, the kind of person, like how you live your life and all this kind of stuff. So I was so excited just watching these characters. Even I love all four of them, but I was particularly drawn to Vivian and Sue because this is a time where a lot of people can kind of find themselves depressed and all kind of different things just because life happens and changes. And yet these two women, close in age and friends, and they have this special friendship, and they encourage each other, they push each other to be the best and to live their best, and they're so adventurous. This film has so much life to me, like just looking at it from whatever aspect you want to look at it. And so yeah, let me go ahead and get into this. So here we do meet Mark and Amy. Amy is a workaholic, like many of us can relate to. It seems like, especially like if you like a lot of times younger people are tend to be like this, or you're trying to get somewhere in life. You feel like you have to work. Like, people always talk about the hustle, the grind. I mean, whether you're doing a 9-to-5 or whether you're on social media trying to build that, trying to build a brand, or you're doing both, trying to balance both of them, which is a lot of people nowadays, or you just trying to push it because you just don't know what door God may open, but you do know whatever only chance of him opening anything is being consistent, being the kind of person like, I'm gonna work hard because nobody's gonna do it for you. You hear people, a lot of people say that a lot. Nobody's gonna come and save you and all of that. Like, so you gotta be the one. And there's so many different motivational speakers, even pastors, ministers, and all kind of stuff, like telling you, like spreading these kind of messages, like we have to work hard and grind and all these types of things. And that can be so exhausting. That's how you see people get tired and just weary with life, because you're trying so hard and yet you feel like you're not going as fast as you would like to go. You're not seeing the results as fast as you feel like you're working for them. And so that seems to be Amy here. She's putting all her eggs in one basket, like a lot of us do when you're working towards something and you feel like life taught you this, like, okay, this, work hard and one day you will reach retirement and all these types of things, and then you get your reward. And so that seems to be Amy's mindset. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we know the times that we're living in, a lot of people are not even getting the retirement and different things that they worked so hard for. So many companies you see are closing down, and all kind of just disastrous things that we just never saw, for our generation here, for us who are living. We never saw anything like this. Not to say that it hasn't happened, because we know there's nothing new under the sun, but for us who are living in this time now, we have never seen this. We never seen like certain jobs kind of fail you. I mean, people used to always say work for the city, work for the state, almost like that was that security for you. And now we see that there's literally nothing secure. And yet, like I said, Amy's putting all her eggs in one basket. Then we have Mark, who goes with the wind. Wherever the wind blows, that seems to be his attitude. Such a sweet guy. I love this guy here because he loves people. He will put everything on the line to help anyone. And that seems to be like his purpose in life. And he embraces that. But at the same time, he's putting so much of himself, so many different, like giving himself like the time or day and age to dream for himself. Everything is about others and being there for other people and caring for them. And it's such a beautiful thing to see. And even Amy mentions it in this film, y'all, that she never seen anyone who was like not in it for something for themselves. Like when they do nice things, it's always they expect something in return. Like they gotta get something out of the deal. That's not Mark. He doesn't do it for any type of glory, any type of reward, whether it's something physical or spiritual. That's not him at all. He just loves being there. He's a person, when he does make a commitment, he keeps it to his own hurt. Whatever it takes, he's gonna keep his promise. And I love that. That was so refreshing. I even had a moment where I prayed and I was like, God, where are these kind of guys at? Where does this exist? Does it even exist? Or is it only here in movies and books? Because certainly I have never come across it. Like seriously, to see someone who's just so sweet and caring and loving and not in it for themselves at all, just about other people, and it's just a servant. I was like, oh, melt my heart, melt my heart. But yeah, that's Mark. And then we have Sue and Vivian, like I said, who are like really close friends. Sue is Amy's grandma. Viv is here, and both of them are on a different journey. They both went through a loss. Like I said, they're older, up in age, but yet they have a story. Especially Sue. Sue has a sweet, very a wonderful story. And we go on this journey. It starts off on one thing. They have one destination in mind, and that's pretty much to get Amy to her whole job thing that she got going on, whatever. Well, originally started out with Amy and her grandmother is supposed to take like a wonderful trip, relax a little bit, and it turns to this whole different thing. But it turns out that Amy's grandmother, Sue, had a plan in mind. And for her granddaughter, she wanted her granddaughter to embrace life, to live, and not to put all her eggs in one basket when it comes to jobs and be so focused on that. And at the same time, you're getting older and you're losing out. You're missing out on things that are so important in life that one day when you're facing death, you're not going to think about that job interview or that job promotion. You're going to think about people and the things that you miss or you wish that you could have been there for. And this whole time we're trying to get this lesson. Look at me talking about me in here, girl. Child, I'm in here too. But we're trying to get Amy to take this message away. Well, try to grab a hold of this message. And it's so helpful with activities director here, Mark, and her grandmother. Her grandmother Sue and Vivian, all are in this together, and they all on this journey at the same time. They all are learning for whatever place they are in life. So you're gonna walk away with so many life lessons, and I'm just like my heart melted literally, y'all, watching this film, because there's so many different things I thought about with my own life, and where do I want to be, and am I enjoying different things, or am I just on a move, running from this place to that place, and always just on this grind and this hustle and bustle, and it just made me just really think about slowing down and enjoying the moments, because they're not going to come around again. And I don't want to, we started this review out, look in that mirror one day and not see the face that I'm so accustomed to being in, because time has happened, change has happened, and you're in your twilight years, and I don't want to look at that person and think to myself, what have I done with all those youthful years? What happened to me? You know, I don't want to look back at that. And so many times I have moments, y'all, that I think about, what would I have told the 17-year-old version of myself? Because that was a period of my life where certain choices were made that kind of like impacted the following years after that put me on this whole detour of all kind of different things that just exploded in my life. And it all started from that age of 17 years old, making a certain decision. And so when I go back to that, so many times I have moments that it just hits me like that. And I'm like, well, and I always say, oh, if I was 17 years old, I would tell myself this or that. And then I had a moment last night, literally, y'all, I don't know where I was at. I was out somewhere running errands or something. I don't know what I was doing, but I was out. And I had a moment where I was like that voice came to me like, what would, like if I'm in my 60s, what would you tell that version of yourself now, this present moment, beloved? What would you tell her? And I never really thought about that. And I don't want that version of myself to be disappointed or to have regrets because of certain decisions and choices that I'm making now. So I'm now like, yes, let me save this 60-year-old version, 70, 80, 90-year-old version, or whatever years that God has left for me. Let me save that version of myself by making the choices that I know that would be good for me to make now, which all revolve around, I was thinking, the Word of God, the Bible, and my relationship with Him, and how much time and effort I want to put into that, you know. And so I went all kind of places. But yes, this film is definitely going to take you there. It's a fun adventure, nostalgic adventure. You're gonna have a blast. These characters are so lovable. You're not gonna want to leave them. You're not gonna want them to leave you. Let me just say that I wouldn't mind a sequel here, even though I don't really know where can you go. I mean, I know it's a few places you can go, so it's just that I love them so much and I want them to leave me. Yeah, I know I need to stop it, right? But that's what this channel is for, so I'm happy I get to kind of stay there by talking about it with y'all, right? But yeah, you're gonna have a blast with this, especially if you're a hopeful romantic. Oh, you're gonna swoon. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, you're gonna get all of that, the butterflies and all of that good stuff. But yeah, once again, this film is titled I'll Be Seeing You, streaming right now on Hallmark Plus. Y'all get over there and check it out. And if you have already done that, please let me know in the comment section below how much you loved it and what were some of your favorite scenes, who are some of your favorite characters. I mean, go on and on and on. We're all here for this, girl. We gonna read it all. I don't scan over nothing. I literally take every word to heart, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm that type of person. But before I leave y'all for the day, we're gonna go ahead and get into the scripture, and we're coming out of Proverbs 15, verse 23. This is sweet. This is good, y'all. Y'all take note, right? A man has joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season, how good it is. But that's all I have, y'all, for this video. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.